Greetings, Dekalipa here. So, I went to the cinema the other day, and as I was walking towards the projector, I happened to look upon the new Captain America Brave New World. I believe that's the title. The one with Anthony Mackie now being the lead. I took a moment, I paused, looked at the poster, and it dawned on me that I had not been excited for a Marvel project in a very long time. And truth be told, I do not remember what was the last thing I watched. To be fair, I don't even know where I stopped watching them. I was never a very religious Marvel enjoyer, let's say. But I watched the films like all the other people did. I do not remember what was the last thing I watched, I think it was either the second Doctor Strange or Wakanda Forever. Was Spider-Man before both of those? I think these are the newest versions of the films I think I watched. But nevertheless, I had paused for a moment as I watched that poster, and I looked back. I looked back at what these films were at one point to many of us, I would say. And I kind of went on a bit of a binge of watching clips from the older films. And that got a lot of memories flowing back into this old noggin. So I think it was about time for me to maybe vocalize my thoughts, let's say. And since I have this channel, I decided that today I would look back and I would do something that has been done by many people at this point, but still let me get my 2 cents. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are ranking all of the MCU Phase 1 and Phase 2 films. These encapsulate 12 films, 6 in 1, 6 and 2, and these are, I would say, these are the good building blocks that led up to the finale that is Phase 3. So yes, today I will be doing that. And yeah, quick and sweet. Before we continue, I would just like to ask you to please like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word around. I am trying to reach 100,000 subscribers in 1 year's time. I believe that you guys can get me there. So if you do not mind, again, subscribe and share. And without any more dilly-dallying, let's get into the films. First off, we have Iron Man, released in 2008 and directed by Jon Favreau, if my memory serves me well. This is where it all started. This is where our boy Tony got his start, played by Robert Downey Jr. But obviously you all knew that. Iron Man 1. It's so crazy to think that, like, in the first film, the main threat were just terrorists. The main threat were just like some fake just it was just so grounded, to be fair. The whole film is basically Tony realizing, maybe the military industrial complex isn't the greatest of ideas. Yeah. Yeah, this film, I mean, to this day, this film has, I would say, in the whole MCU, has two of my favorite scenes, and that is him building his first suit in the cave, and then his first gear up in his garage. It's like the whole like 3D speeding camera thing where they like show off all the nooks and crannies and such. Yeah. This one, I mean, as a start to this whole thing, I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. We have Pepper Potts assisting him. We have Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane. That was cool. We have the whole, in a box of scraps! With a box of scraps! That scene was good. The end fight was kind of, it was a bit hit or miss for me, but you know what? I think I'm putting the first Iron Man in solid. I think it's a solid film. I really do. I genuinely think his first gear up scene, him making the armor, like what was the other captive's name? Yusuf? Was it Yusuf, I think? Yeah, just insert the most generic, basic ass Middle Eastern name. I was surprised they didn't call him Muhammad. But yeah, okay. But no, I think the first Iron Man is actually quite solid. It's a good start. It's a good starting point, and yeah, I don't think you can miss with this one. I think it's a solid film. Yeah. Okay. Next we have The Incredible Hulk, again in 2008, by Louis Leterrier. The Incredible Hulk. That was Edward Norton's Hulk. Okay. What do we think about that one? We have Liv Tyler in. We have Ross. Played by it's his original actor. Now he's played by Harrison Ford, but you know what I mean? Yeah, this Hulk. I have noticed that there's a sentiment online that this film is not as good. I honestly don't get. I understand it's not as good, but a lot of people lump this one in like one of the worst ones, I would say. But is it as bad? I mean, all of those favela scenes at the beginning. Keep in mind, all of these films are going off of pure memory. I had not watched any of these apart from one recently. This one, the college campus fight, that one was good. I think when he breaks out and then when they hit them with the sonic cannons, that was good. How Abomination is introduced, is pretty good, I would say. And the fight between the two, And the fight between the two, actually, in the end, I digged. I was quite into that, into the fight. Plus, I loved when he spoke at the end, his Hulk smash, when he says that's the one line the Hulk says. Yeah, Here's the thing, I can only recall 2 scenes that actually excite me, and this is a whole film. So, how much of this film actually is simply the good stuff, and how much is it just something that I would rather skip or ignore or forget? You know what? I think the Hulk is meh. I think it's meh. I think it's not as bad because we have bad ones coming up, but I think this one is meh. And I genuinely think they did the Hulk dirty. Just the whole MCU. Now, in this first film, Hulk genuinely was a threatening force. I still, the whole Hulk smash, that line sticks in my mind simply due to the fact of how menacing that delivery was and how threatening he looked. Genuinely, this design is way scarier than anything they made afterwards with Mark Ruffalo. This Hulk design was scary, genuinely scary. Like his teeth and the eyes and everything. Yeah, I would say that they did Hulk a bit dirty in this whole MCU, and in his film, I mean, you could have gone with a bit more mayhem, but I mean, what's done is done, and we cannot change it. So for now, I'll leave it in meh. Yeah, I'll leave it in meh. Next, Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. Okay, this one now. I'll get the good stuff out of the way. The formula scene with the briefcase, that was cool. That was cool, I'm giving you that. Natasha is introduced, Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson is introduced as, Black Widow. That was cool. I am not that big of a fan of that whole arc where Tony kind of is on his whole woo phase, and I definitely don't like that Rhodes just took his suit and just made it into War Machine. I do not like that at all. And the thing that I most don't like is just, you have Mickey Rourke, dude. Mickey Rourke is cool, and you just completely waste him with Whiplash. Why? Why? That whole scene where they're driving the formulas and he just whips and just cuts the front part and the whole thing goes tumbling. It's cool, and he's in his whole prisoner outfit. I mean, that's a good scene. Also, the scene where he creates the new element and he is a particle accelerator, I believe, and he has to with a crank simply rotate. Where would I put this one? I do not like that the end scene is where all the artificially intelligent and the robots powered by artificial intelligence, where they just come by and then Tony and Rhodey just destroy them with the power of friendship. It's just what? Nah. You know what? I'm gonna put it at the top of meh. It's above Hulk for me, because genuinely, the fight scenes in Hulk are good, but that formula scene is way cooler, in my opinion, my personal take. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at the top of math for now. And I think that's pretty fair to say. Yeah. Next, we have Thor 1. Like, what was this film? Genuinely, thinking back, I cannot recall anything from this film. Truly, this was such a not memorable film for me. Even when I watched it originally, I truly liked the Asgard components of the film. I loved Asgard, I loved the Asgardians, I loved their designs, I loved their dynamic. But we spend a great chunk of the film with just a nerfed Thor. And then at the end, the Annihilator comes by, and then Loki gets banished into the Shadow Realm. It's just like, what? No, Thor is... Thor. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is not bad as Thor, even in this portrayal where he is a bit more stoic, a bit more serious and whatnot. But you know what? I think it's trash. No, I'm not gonna even. I can't even. I genuinely, like, you have Anthony Hopkins as Odin. You have Anthony Hopkins, and I think, in my opinion, you just kind of waste him. So it is. Yeah. No, actually, Thor is not good. The first one, yeah, it's trash. It's trash. Nah. Actually, I'm not gonna be nice to this one. Nah, this film is not bad. The only memorable scene I can think of is him going after the Jotnar, and where he goes like, another, and he cracks the mug. That's it. And you have Stellan Skarsgård in it, and you have my boy Sherbina in it, and you don't do anything with him. You have Baron Harkonnen, and you don't do anything with him. Bro, nah, it's trash. Nah, I just remember. No, you wasted two great actors. Nah. Moving on. Trash. Next. Now we're at Captain America: The First Avenger, released in 2011 by Joe Johnston. Okay, Cap, the first one. The first Captain America. I mean, his whole transformation scene is pretty good. That one is pretty good. That whole scene, that whole set piece is incredible. The whole him needing to stand up for himself with the trash can lid, that's pretty good. His relationship with Bucky is portrayed very elegantly, very wonderfully rather. And I think this film has a genuinely good portrayal of the relationships between the characters, between Stark Sr., Peggy, Tommy Lee Jones's character, I forget, the Doctor, Steve, Bucky, like all the dynamics are pretty good. And to be fair, yeah, I just remember Hugo Weaving's Red Skull is pretty. I mean, if we isolate him, just like the Red Skull, I think it's pretty good. But how they made the two interact with each other was, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he goes down with the plane at the end. Well, to be fair, that post-credit scene was pretty insane. Pretty insane. That one goes hard, where where it just ends with him being like, I had a date. That one, I'm gonna put it in mid. Yeah, it's gonna go in mid. It's a wonderful film. It is, I genuinely, if I think about it, the first Captain America is truly like a middle of the road film. It has equally as much things as I like and as equally as much things as I don't like. And unlike the other, this one I can recall more scenes apart from the big set pieces, whatnot. Like I can clearly remember that scene where he just completely wrecks that tank, that big ass tank, and just just goes completely down. Yeah, and like when Bucky falls off the train. Yeah, I have all these scenes in my head. It was quite more memorable. Not as memorable as the first Iron Man, but definitely more memorable than the other films. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here. Yeah. Yeah. Next. And now we come to the big kahuna. We come to the big finale of Phase 1. 2012's The Avengers by Joss Whedon. Okay. This is the first film that actually just combined all of the heroes. It created the ensemble. And it is the first film that genuinely created, if you think about it, all modern superhero movies copied this film. This one created such a solid blueprint that nothing deviates from it. Truly nothing. It is completely its own thing. And yes, it is. I mean, it is a pretty good film. Genuinely, it is. I believe it's well paced. I believe all the characters have interesting dynamics between them. The whole scene where they are bickering and arguing, and Nick just points out the whole why do we have these weapons? Because of him. And he just points at Thor and he's like, look at him. He just outmatches everything we have. That's why we need these weapons. The whole scene where Banner loses it, Hulk comes out, all of the shenanigans Loki does. That, to be fair, the entire Battle of New York when the aliens, the Chitauri, I think, what were they called again? The lizard people, the Slan. When the Slan invade, yeah, I think this film genuinely has good moments. The fight scenes are incredible. The intro is good as well. Hawkeye gets introduced, and his whole how Loki just comes in and just completely brainwashes everyone. To be fair, I was never a big fan of Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I truly think he's not as, I would say, a good of a cast as the other actors are, I would say. I'm not that fully into his Loki, let's just say. But he's not bad. Do not misunderstand. He's not bad. I just think he's not as good as people give him credit for. But I mean, this film has a lot of great scenes. Everything that happens on the helicarrier, where Bruce loses it, where Hawkeye invades, the bickering scene, them trying to fix the shield carrier when Iron Man gets snapped into that. By the way, that should have ended him. Genuinely, him single-handedly boosting up the propeller and then getting stuck in those blades, nah, he would have been done. I mean, okay, it's a superhero film, whatever. But yeah, many moments within the fight, you know, Banner's transformation, the whole team-up fights, the team-up moves where like Tony hits the laser in Cap's shield and then he just redirects it. That was pretty cool. But by far, my favorite scene within this film is genuinely how Tony was genuinely willing to just end it. She was genuinely willing to redirect the nuke and just go with it. And he was just like, just call Pepper one last time. And when Jarvis is like, we can't reach her, dude, and you could just see in his face, he was just like, oh, if I could just talk to her one last time. Damn, that was tough. That was tough. Honestly, it's going in peak. I'm not gonna lie, it's going in peak. Genuinely, this film is genuinely. I mean, it's not Lord of the Rings. It's not Lord of the Rings 3. It's not The Dark Knight. It's not The Godfather. It's not, you know, one of these great films. But damn, what it set out to do, it knocked it out of the park. And for that, you gotta give it props. You genuinely have to give it props. And here's the thing, even if it's not as on the level as those great films that genuinely invoke, you know, like No Country for Old Men, for instance, this one still, I can put it in the same category as the rest of those films, because those films set up to do what they set out to do, and they do it wonderfully. I cannot fault this film if it didn't decide to be, you know, The Crow. I can't fault this film if it actively did not want to be A Beautiful Mind. It just wanted to be the Avengers, and it wanted to have fun, and it did. And for that, yeah, I'll leave it in peak. Yeah. Next. Okay, now we are in phase 2, and we're starting this one off with Iron Man 3. Shane Black's Iron Man 3, released in 2013. Iron Man 3. Why the hate for this film? I do not understand. I genuinely do not understand. This film is good. I am sorry, it is good. This whole film is Tony. This whole film is about Tony finding a way to go against adversity with the thing that is his actual superpower, his intelligence, his ability to troubleshoot, think on the spot. That's his whole superpower. It's not the suit. The suit would be nothing if he was not this incredible genius, whatever, whatnot. That is Tony's biggest strength. And the fact that the whole film kicks off with his arrogance being challenged by his sins and this whole him feeling so invincible with his armors and genuinely undermining his intelligence and just downplaying his past mistakes because he is now the great Iron Man, whatnot. You know what I mean? And he gets destroyed immediately. He calls out, you know, the Mandarin. He's like, I'm calling you out. They immediately go after his home. And he gets out, he gets destroyed. And the rest of the film is just him going on this like whole John Rambo-esque rampage where he has to find his way with common household appliances. And the fact that the kid is in the film and he's not annoying and everything goes together well is just wonderful. People whining about people are whining about the fact that the Mandarin is not the actual Mandarin, you know? I don't like that, you know, Ben Kingsley was, if they picked a good actor like that, they should have given him a more interesting role in my opinion. But the character itself, I don't blame him. I genuinely don't. And they even retconned it later, so like who cares at this point? The ending fight scene is good. The whole like him with the Christmas ornaments, like the balls where he fights, where he sneaks in, the whole beginning fight scene with the where they destroy his house. I genuinely do not understand hate. It is a good fun film, and like the whole him calling his suit and it keeps wrecking, it's funny. I mean, this is where we are now kind of going too much into the comedy. This is where like the whole Marvel quip humor starts rearing its ugly head. I'm not the biggest fan, like as many of you are not at this point, but you know, I think this film is solid. Yeah, I said it. I think this film is solid, and I think it's better than the first Iron Man. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, it is. Fight me. It's better than the first one. And the first one has two, I would say, memorable scenes, or three. The cave, the suit up, the first test drive where he goes up against that tank and such. But this whole third film is just fun. It's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun. And I'll leave it at solid. Yeah. Deal with it. Boo-hoo. Cry. Yeah, it's solid. Next. Thor, The Dark World. Released in 2013 and directed by Alan Taylor. Like, I mean, do I need to even say this is the worst one? Yeah, it's going straight to trash. It's going straight to trash. Now I'm gonna... What was this film? Genuinely, what is this film? The ether gets introduced in the most clumsy, like, awkward way you could possibly introduce it. What was the bad guy's name even? Malekith? Malekith. Bro, the fact that God of War, the Norse duology, did dark and light elves leagues and bounds better than this. It is just like this. I don't remember what was even it about. Like Jane gets sick, Loki and him have to team up to take out Malekith because he wants to bring out the original darkness. And the ending fight scene is like on a ashtray planet. Like what? Nah, this one's just bad. I mean, this one is bad. The first Thor. This one is so bad, I can't even single out a single scene that is either even memorable or good. I can't even recall a single scene. Nah. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is trash. You're trash. You suck. I'm sorry to everybody included in the production of this film, but you greatly lost the ball on this one. Nah, it's not good. It goes into trash. Next. Next up, we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Released in 2014, and this is where Anthony and Joe Russo get included as directors. This is their first foray into the MCU. Yeah, this one's good. Like, I can't even... Yeah, this one is really good. This one is a good, like, Metal Gear Solid-esque film. Genuinely. Yeah, like, I mean, that whole scene on the highway where him and Bucky have to do the whole with the knife one-on-one. Woo! Woo! damn, that one was good. Him being stuck in the elevator with all of the Hydra agents, is that one was good too. But I mean, I love the fact that they took up Steve, who is Captain America, and Captain America is a symbol of valor and honor and standing up for, the little guy, principles, many of the core American values, let's say, and at the same time, many of the values that are truly loved and respected and cherished all over the world, you know what I mean? It is Captain America truly encapsulates the ideals of a people and the ideals that America shares with the rest of the world. So that is why he is a paragon. He is like a modern day knight, I would say. And then they pairing him up with Bucky, who at this point is the exact opposite of a chivalrous knight, who is this assassin, conniving, scheming, You know what I mean? It is very much so a good pairing of two extremes of someone that shines and someone who is cloaked in shadow and darkness, veiled in mystery. Winter Soldier is a top of solid. Genuinely, it is. I mean, both Iron Man 1 and 3 are solid, but between those two and Winter Soldier, it is quite a difference. Big difference. But it's not quite peak, I would say. I genuinely think that in order for you to be peak, you need to be quite bombastic. This one is just very, it's very focused, very thrilling. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it is good. I think it's good. Yeah. Next, Guardians of the Galaxy, released in 2014 by James Gunn, the director. You know when I said I watched a film recently of one of these? This is the one. This is the one I watched. Guardians is so good. Guardians is the fact that this film got me to be very much emotionally invested by a complete charismatic and 99 luck-statted moron, a complete buzzkill of a hitman, Agent 47 on steroids, a stoic rock that just can't be stopped, the most pompous, arrogant asshole of a raccoon, and a goddamn tree. This film got me to care for said characters I had just mentioned. Is that not insane to you? Is that not crazy to you? Guardians is a top of peak. Guardians is so good. So good. Guardians is, by far, genuinely, Guardians is so good. The whole setup, how introduction of every character's motivation, the dynamic between the characters, their quest, their goals, their morals, their obstacles, everything they face, it is great. I mean, the fact that Rocket truly is, he is not that likable at the very beginning, but by the end where he just like, we're all standing around, just a bunch of jackasses, you know what I mean? It's just like, it is truly the fact that he begrudgingly so. But to be fair, even if he begrudgingly so accepts this responsibility and takes it up, I mean, that is a testament to some character growth. Peter, you can kind of tell that he is a good person. He is just, a bit selfish. Gamora just carries crosses. Drax is completely drowning in vengeance. And Groot is just here for the ride. And yes, them being able to come together as a unit against Ronan the Accuser. I mean, Lee Pearce he is a fine actor, but that character is not that very interesting, to be fair. But everything else, from the colors, the acting, the sets, the action, and the soundtrack. I mean, yeah, it's peak. This is such a good film. Genuinely wonderful. Yeah, peak. Next, Avengers: Age of Ultron, released in 2015, and again directed by Joss Whedon. This one, we get Wanda introduced. We get Quicksilver introduced. Vision comes into creation. And Ultron gets introduced as the big bad. I will be honest, I feel like they could have done better with introducing Ultron, because the idea of how they chose to approach it, where Ultron is genuinely just destroyed by the internet. He just goes on 4chan and he's done. he just visits 4chan once and he's like, nah, we're destroying everything. It's a pretty good concept. Him basically taking Wanda and Quicksilver, who are just, brainwashed to be child soldiers, and just use them, basically naive lambs for slaughter. That's pretty messed up, to be fair. But here's the thing. I think the pacing is a bit weird. The dialogue is not as sharp and as strong. I remember even thinking this when I watched it. But the film has some good moments. The whole beginning, especially that slow-mo shot where they all just where they have their whole superhero shot, that is a good one. The entire Hulkbuster segment, incredible. Everything that happens with the city is good, even though it is quite, I know these are superhero films, but there are some leaps in believability you have to take, that even there's like a full city falling down and just it's not cratering the entire planet. Whatever. But Quicksilver's death is good. That whole 360 spinning shot where everybody is fighting in that gazebo, great. That whole line, the city is flying and I'm a bow and arrow, that makes sense. That was funny, that was a good line. But by far, the greatest scene in this film is where Vision just like casually just picks up Mjolnir and he's like, yeah, here we go. And everybody's like, that is a good scene. I also like the fact that in this film we could see Steve kind of like just a little bit. That was good setup, and it had an incredible payoff. Let's be fair, that is good. But is it better as Iron Man 1? That's the question. I don't think it is. I think Age of Ultron is on top of mid. I think it is the exact same scenario as it is with the first Captain America, where it has as many things as I like as it does many things that I do not like. For that reason, I'll just put it at the top of mid, because compared to Captain America, at least it has far more memorable moments. And That whole scene with Vision when he just picks up Mjolnir, I'm not kidding, that is awesome. That is like when I said up there with Tony in the cave and suiting up. It's up there. It is such a wonderful, just like moment of completely catching you off guard. Because I remember when I saw that for the first time, I was like, yeah. And even that, him and Ultron's debate at the end where they talk to each other. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is a top of mid and I'm fine with that. Yeah. Next. And finally, we're ending off this list with Ant-Man, released in 2015, directed by Peyton Reed. Ant-Man. I have a feeling I'm gonna lose a lot of you right now. Okay. A lot of you might be thinking, yeah, this movie's mid. This is meh, what have you. I'm sorry, it's gonna be higher for me. Here's the thing, listen, here's why. I'm gonna tell you why. I watched this film on my birthday, and I watched it in the cinema. And I went by my own. And it was one of those moments where I was like, you know what? I want to just do something for me. And I remember it was summer. It was summer, and it was a good time. And I just was like, you know what? I just want to watch something for me and just have a me time. And genuinely, the fact that it's not this grand Avengers, whatnot, level threat event, it is just a dude, you need to break in a place and then get a certain thing and just break out, and that's it. It's a heist film. I was always a fan of heist movies, you know, Ocean's 11 and such, and the Pink Panthers and such. I always liked films like that. And this is just, and Paul Rudd is genuinely, he's likable. I like the whole, I like the whole idea of Ant-Man. I love his suit. I think his suit is one of my favorite ones, and from all of the characters, to be fair, genuinely, it's one of my favorite looking ones. I like how it has good scenes. The whole intro scene with Hank, where he just, that guy, great scene. And just like the whole training montage, him breaking in, Luis going like, okay, and then just like going on this schizo rant, incredible. Damn training, the final fight scene where like the whole Thomas Tank Engine goes big and the ant grows, and then him just shrinking down into infinity and then just coming back up. Great stuff, genuinely. And it, I think it's solid. But I will compromise. I will put him at the bottom of solid. Ant-Man is at the bottom of solid for me personally. Okay, please understand. This film I watched on my birthday. I remember what I even ordered for myself, and I had a wonderful time watching it. I genuinely did. And I remember at that time, it was pretty rough for me at that moment in life. This was a very, very welcomed. This was a very welcomed ray of sunshine. And I will forever be thankful to Ant-Man for that. That is why it has sentimental value, and that is why it is solid. Yes. And yeah, that was my list. Those are the films, that's how I ranked them. I'm not gonna do the whole like recapping list. You know what, I just realized like when I'm done, I'm done. I am pretty much always set on my picks and decisions, and this one, now that I even look at it, I am on board. I like this placing, and I think that for me personally, this is a good list. This is how I feel. I truly like this, and yeah, I think that this is a placement for me that is true. But now I ask you, tell me, what is your placement? Leave it down. What do you think? Criticize, praise, agree, disagree. Let me know what you would do. And yeah, let's get a conversation going. And for the first 20 or so comments, I will try to respond in the quickest manner that I can, so that, you know, we can have this conversation going long and in a healthy manner. Yeah. That being said though, thank you for watching. Truly appreciate your time. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers in 1 year's time. I believe you guys can get me there. So yeah, please subscribe, please share, help me out. I would truly appreciate that. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for any other lists that I could tackle, because I have a lot of ideas, but I genuinely want to hear somebody else's wants. I've already had some requests, and I promptly delivered, so that's not a problem for me. Let me know. But that being said, yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe and healthy. So with that being said, again, please spread the word. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and thank you.